In a recent animal communication consultation, I spoke with a couple with their dog, Leo. They scheduled this appointment with me without us having spoken previously. And the first thing Leo showed me was a colorful ceramic coffee mug. And then he showed me his dog bowl on the floor with coffee in it. So find out what Leo's parents had to say about this in a quick moment.
Come on, all you doggies, won't you walk with me? I'm the puppet dog.
Hello, and if you're new, I'm Angelo Webb, the Animal Intuitive. Here we support animals and animal lovers through interspecies communication. I'm certified in acupressure and massage for animals, and we also have interviews with animal experts. I also support pet parents through my practice with hypnosis and brain spotting, including improving their ability to connect with animals. So back to the Leo story. So when I told the couple what Leo was showing me, his mom said, "That's my coffee mug. I just finished my coffee." And on top of that, Leo loves to try to drink coffee. So they don't give Leo coffee, but he tries to get it. So they actually came to me because they were requesting some medical intuitive work that I do with animals. And that's where I'm tuning in to get from the animal's perspective what's going on in their body when they're having something going on physically. Get a better understanding of what the animal wants and what they're feeling. And I've even picked up things that the vets have not been able to pick up. I have some reviews on Google for things like that and on my website. So why did he show me a coffee mug and coffee if they were coming to me for medical intuitive help? Well, animals often do this. When I begin talking to them, they basically are just presenting themselves. So I give them anything and everything that I get. So I could have dismissed the coffee and coffee mug and said, this is nothing to do with what they've contacted me for. But I have learned as a professional, I've been doing this for over 20 years, I give you everything the animal gives me. So I gave them that information, and for them, that was really reassuring that they had made the right choice in hiring me because they knew that that's our dog. By the way, if you're finding this interesting, please do hit the like button and the subscribe button to, get notifications about any shows that are coming up on this channel. You can hit the bell for that. I don't usually do this, but please share because I am trying to hit 2,000 subscribers. 2,000. I only need about 60 more to reach that goal. I've been doing this a long, long time. I really stick to top-notch information. I have playlists on here where you can go after the show. You can find out how to do massage and acupressure, tapping, help your animal with stressors they might be experiencing. I have experts in various fields on this show. You'll see if you go there. So I don't know the deal with the algorithm. It's been a struggle, but at this point, I really would just like to hit 2,000. So I would really appreciate it if maybe you could share it. Back to the story with Leo. I think it's really interesting how I just saw something on YouTube where somebody was like a body observation expert, behavior panel kind of deal. And they were critiquing somebody who was doing psychic work. And I am not saying that all psychics are to be believed. But what I am saying is that usually what happens is these people will just across the board dismiss anybody who might have the ability to do anything that might be considered psychic. I don't tend to refer to myself as psychic. It's not my favorite thing because I think it's like predicting the future almost. But it does sort of fall under that umbrella. And when people like me do things like phone calls with new clients and we're getting things that we couldn't possibly know, we can't see through the phone call into their home and see that they just put down a coffee mug, for instance. Sometimes I wish people who do these things would look into those of us who do distance work on the phone and sometimes also written. So I might not even get on a phone call with people. This leads me to mention really quick, I just want to go over this study that was just released that seems to be a paradox of what's called closeness with our pets. Holly Molinaro, a doctoral student at Arizona State University, was just authored a new paper. She just published it recently on a journal called Anthrozoos. She did this really interesting study with her family's dog, Oliver. a 14-year-old pointer beagle mix, and while visiting her parents, she felt Oliver reacting to different situations with her father. Some were positive, like him showing a leash or a toy, something he liked. Others were negative, like gently scolding him or introducing or showing him to the family cat. Oliver didn't like the family cat. Apparently, Oliver has since passed, so I was sad to see that. But she created 2 sets of videos. In one set, you could see the full context of what was happening around Oliver. And in the other set, she stripped away the background and just showed Oliver isolated on a blank screen. Then she had hundreds of people watch these videos and rate Oliver's emotions. And the results were really surprising. When people watched the original videos with context, they could tell whether Oliver was feeling good or bad based on the situation. But when the context was removed, they rated his emotions as equally positive in both scenarios. So even when he was reacting to something negative, they would say that he was feeling good. So basically, people weren't really reading Oliver's actual behavior, but they were heavily influenced by the surrounding situation. So that's just a very brief summary example from the study. There's a lot more to it, but it highlights something that we here know. We know there's a much more direct way to understand animals here through connecting with them using interspecies telepathic communication. And this is our inborn ability to communicate with animals that we all had as children when we came into this world. And most people either lose touch with it, they ignore it, or they just dismiss it for a lot of different reasons along the way into adulthood. Children do have this natural ability to connect with animals, and they just don't question it. And I'll give you an example. Just last week, a neighbor boy who's maybe, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years old, he was off in the distance, and my dog Kane, he can't distinguish things off in the distance. He's actually really good with children, but he saw this little boy off in the distance, and he really started barking through the screen door. And the boy yelled back, "Hey, stop it." And Kane stopped. And you see, he was very confident about this. This child, he just felt he was going to tell this dog to stop it. And the two of them had a communication. And see, children, they just don't have this barrier that we as adults might develop after years of very natural intuitive abilities being suppressed or dismissed. And I really feel stronger. It's our responsibility to teach children to connect with and trust their intuition, not only so they can communicate with animals, but also for their own well-being. Simply put, this ability will prevent them from harm and also help guide them towards what is good. My upbringing helped me stay in tune with this ability because my mother was very compassionate towards animals. She volunteered quite a bit and was the president of our local ASPCA. And although it was not technically real telepathic animal communication, we would talk about what our animal family members were feeling or thinking. But I think just doing that instilled in me this belief that animals do have thoughts and feelings. And I do remember communicating with my cat Dolly when I was young. It's because of this connection to animals that I was inspired eventually to create an album called Meesha Songs. You can see a picture of the album behind me, although now the album cover is changing because I have just launched my new children's book, Meesha's Heart Adventure, Emotional Regulation While Learning How Animals Think and Feel. The reviews are coming in on Amazon, and I'm really moved by them. One of my favorites is this one that mentions a parent reading a book with her daughter is afraid of dogs and how she feels this book is helping her with that. This book and the songs both focus on how animals think and feel, and also how nature helps with grounding and balancing ourselves. And with my previous background as a child therapist, I was also inspired to incorporate ways that children can self-regulate when experiencing big feelings. The book and the song support children through more everyday challenges like tough days and thunderstorms, but also because of my experience working in the New York City foster care system, that influenced the book's theme of connection, no matter how far we are from those we love, through our heart connection. And of course, this relates to our connection to our beloved animal family members. So I'm going to add the book trailer at the end of this video, but the book is on sale at Amazon and other locations. The album is for sale on my website as well. And just so you know, one song on the album, Rub My Belly, has been downloaded thousands of times and used in social media reels. So that's a favorite. If you want to check it out on my website, intuitivetouchanimalcare.com, I'll have that link in the description. And I just want to say, I would really appreciate it if you would check out the book now, because for this launch, 50% of the book's proceeds are being donated to the Warrior Dog Foundation. By getting your copy now, you're not only helping to instill a lifelong ability in children to stay in connection with their inborn ability to communicate with animals, but also supporting retired military dogs. The Warrior Dog Foundation also reunites dogs that could have had a very different fate with their original military handlers through their Home with Handlers program. We had Chris Kappa, an ambassador from the program, on the show last week. He had his canine partner, Mickey, so check that out too. He was on, and thank heavens now Mickey is retired comfortably with Chris. And it's because of this incredible foundation. It costs quite a bit of money to rehabilitate these dogs and get them home and get them cared for. And they need special shelter. That's the Home with Handlers program. Some of them need a special sort of structure, very large, like a shed size structure for some of these dogs to be able to just be home. They're no longer in their military role. And sometimes when people bring them home, they've got to set it up in a special way. So it costs quite a bit. So please do go and check out the book. And I also just really believe that this book will help spark your inborn ability, your knowing that you can communicate with animals. Sign up for my newsletter. You will get information about things that are coming up, including my new hypnosis for helping people who might be feeling that they're struggling with animal communication. They don't think they can do it. They might have blocks, even if they've been doing it for a while, feeling like they're not getting to that level that they want to get to. So I have a new hypnosis coming out for that. And if you sign up for my newsletter, which you can do by getting a free meditation, which is on my website, and I'll have the link for that below as well. You can just scroll down the home page, you fill out a form, and you'll get a free meditation. And then you'll also end up on my mailing list, and then that way you'll know about these things that are coming out. And I have a whole school, Animal Intuitive Academy, where you can learn more about how you can begin communicating with animals yourself. But in any case, right now, I do want to emphasize the book and trying to help out the Warrior Dog Foundation, because they really do need our support. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless.
Rub my belly, rub my belly, rub my belly, my belly, my belly, rub my belly, rub my belly, rub my belly, my belly, my belly. I like my ears.